Okay, try it again. This is Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister. I am coming to you live today. As promised, let me see if things are up. Still not seeing this. Where is this supposed to be? Okay. Just making sure that this is coming up on the page. That's why I'm kind of keep refreshing the page. I'm not seeing the post. Let's see. Let me see. I'm going to keep talking, but I am here today. Okay, there we go. Now I'm seeing it. Just wanted to keep talking until I saw it. Okay. So this is Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister. Welcome you all here today. I'm broadcasting live. As promised, definitely wanted to come to you today. Okay. All right, everything's a go. Just wanted to make sure that I could see it, because it seemed like it was taking a little while to come in. So, once again, Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister. As promised, I'm here live via broadcasting from the Fine Line We Walk group. And I said that I was going to come to you addressing officially the changes and, of course, the vision that I have for this group. And now, of course, the ones of you who are in this group know that this group was for the drama ministry group that was under the young adult ministry at Los Angeles Church. Definitely I thought about this concept because this was the page, first of all, for the drama ministry group. And then it went on a hiatus around 2013. And then there was an attempt to try to revamp the ministry last year. And definitely, in fact, around that time last year, and definitely I have it. I don't know how. I know I'm probably not going to be able to get it close up where you can see it, because this is the definite proof. I don't know if you can see on my tablet. I've had this title, the title of the name of the group now. I've had it in my memo on my tablet. And the last modification, the last time that this title was modified, let me give you the date. January the 19th, 2017. I'm just showing you, and I know it, I can't get it close enough, probably where you can see the date. I'm putting it as close as I can where you can see the date. Last modified January the 19th, 2017. And as you can see, it's the title of this group. The Fine Line We Walk. Christians in the entertainment field. I've had that in my memo for over a year. So that lets you know that the concept came up over a year ago. But that was around the time, of course, where the thought of revamping the drama ministry came along. So, of course, I gave it properly that space to, okay, well, let's just see what happens and see if there's going to really be a revival or the ministry and whatever have you. I just took that time to just, well, okay, let me see where this is going. And as it worked out, it ended up being on a hiatus again. And the last time that I did anything as far as this group is concerned, that was back, looking back, that was June of 2007. That was the last, which was I'm trying to remember what was the last thing I did. But that was back in, it was back in 2007, June 2007, that I last did something in regards to this group. So, that was the last thing I did, was back in June 2007. So, from that time to now, I haven't done anything before, of course, this past Friday night. It was on hiatus for me too, from around that time of June of 2017, from that time of June 2017 to, of course, this past Friday night. And it's just one of those things, when God tells you to move, you move. And I had that anchoring on Friday night. I'm just surfacing through Facebook, just normal whatever. And it was like a unction in my spirit, the Lord telling me, okay, now move. And with that, I moved. I moved to, changing the group, to changing everything to that. He reminded me of that concept, this concept that's been over a year old. It's like Friday night, it was like the unction. He was like, move. So I did that. I changed Friday night. This past Friday night, I changed everything about the group. Changed the group name, changed the focus, I just changed everything. See, God's just sometimes tell you to move. And you do just that, move. At the time, he was like, when God tells you to move, you just move. You don't worry about consulting nobody. When he tells you to move, that's all the authority that you need. When you know that it's him telling you to go forth, that's all the authority that you need. And I just did just that Friday night, starting with this past Friday night, just changing everything about the group, about the focus, about the, change the description, change the name, I just changed everything. And of course, throughout the weekend, I've been posting different kind of posts and stuff like that. But of course, I'm all about, like the Bible talks about, do things decently and in order. And of course, that's why the special life today. It's just one of those things when God tells you to move. You move. But like I said, doing things decently and in order. So that's the deal. This group was at one point for the drama ministry at West Angeles Church under young adult. But after, like I said, waiting patiently, just seeing where things were going to go. Like I said, the attempt at a revamp, seemed to have not worked out. So from there, from June, like I said, the last activity that I took in this group was back in June of 2017. June 2017, I just, backed off and I just waited to see what was going on, what was going to take place. And like I said, hadn't made any kind of moves, any kind of posters, whatever, until this past Friday night. Like I said, just the unction of the Lord. Move. And that's what it's about. When you hear him move, you hear him say move, you move. So, but definitely I've made some, of course, posts after the initial one, after the initial changing of the group and everything, I made my initial post, did all of the things necessary that I had to do to change it and all that. And of course, like I said, throughout the weekend, some of you have been seeing posts and commenting or liking whatever or seeing it, and I noticed that you've been seeing it or whatever have you. So, but definitely, like I said, wanted to officially come on and just address everything. So I welcome you with all of that said. I'm officially welcoming you all to continue to be on this page, and I definitely just want to explain to you the concept as to why I titled the page what it is. And of course, the name of the group now is titled The Fine Line We Walk, Christians in the Entertainment Field. Once again, the name of this group now is titled The Fine Line We Walk, Christians in the Entertainment Field. And you may wonder, well, what's the concept behind that? And I'm going to get right to explain it. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but as I explained in the description, what I attempted to explain in the description, sometimes for me, for Jacqueline Price, being a Christian in the entertainment field can sometimes feel like a bit of a tightrope walk. Like I said, it feels like you're literally between two worlds, the Christian world and the secular world. And you can feel like serious tugs and pulls, tugs and pulls between each world. You can sometimes, I don't know about y'all, but I'm just describing sometimes how I feel. But I know, simple, God means for there to be Christians in Hollywood doing what we do best, or in the entertainment field as a whole, doing what we do best. And that's whether you're an actor, a writer, a director, you're a musician, you're a singer, you're a broadcaster, you're and so many, like, behind the scenes, you're a costumer, you're your camera, you work with the sound, you work wardrobe, your hair and makeup, whatever that entails for you as far as the entertainment industry goes. Deep in your heart of hearts, that's what God is calling you to do. To be a blessing, not just in the Christian world, but the secular world as well. Because God needs people in those fields as well, proclaiming His gospel. And it could be in either world, whether you're doing Christian stuff or even in the secular. God needs lights in Hollywood, because Hollywood can go to looking seriously dark. See, Jesus reached out to save the lost. He reached out to save the lost. Jesus was our perfect example. He reached out to save the lost. And that's what we're to do in whatever career we're in, whether it's within the industry or not. He means for us to go out into the deep and reach the lost. So with that said, he means for Christians to be in Hollywood. Don't get it twisted. Just in case you still a little confused about that. Because I thank God because there's more Christian movies that are making strides to really break through the wall and show people, hey, a Christian movie can really garner attention here. And then you think about the strides of, Lord knows, got to go personal with this, of our people as a whole. I mean, look at, you know what I'm about to say, look at Black Panther. Talk about the odds were against that movie. Because supposedly black people, all black cast, can't carry a movie. Or even more so, to add to the part, a comics book movie with an all-black cast, that won't catch on. Somebody said, oh no, they ain't gonna, well, Black Panther is taking that and running with it. In fact, more than a run, they on a motorboat, speeding past anybody that said that. So it doesn't matter whether it's the Christian world or the secular world. God means for you to shine your light and be an impact and make an impact. But like I said, the pull is what we got to watch, that feeling like we're on a tightrope. And really where I'm coming with that is, either way, if we go too far in either direction of the spectrum, see, we don't want to go too far in the secular, and I know it sounds weird, but we don't necessarily want to go too far into the Christian. And what I mean by that is, what I'm focusing on right there is your influences. Who's around you speaking in your ear? Who's around you speaking in your ear? See, you may have friends like on the secular side where they're really can be like on the deep end, and for various reasons they trying to call themselves being trying to tell you about your road in the industry, and they not nowhere near it, ain't thought about it. See, definitely your secular friends, but even your Christian friends. Even your Christian friends who are way on the other side of the spectrum. You know, the Bible talks about so heavily minded, you're no earthly good. See, you got them Christian friends that they're so far on the Christian spectrum, you know, they're up in your ear calling themselves, trying to tell you what to do about your walk in the industry, where once again, they ain't thinking about it, ain't thought about it, ain't trying to be in the industry. So how can they really try to tell you about what's going to be your road in the industry? So that's more so the pull that I'm talking about. That feeling like you're walking on a tightrope, because if you get too far in the spectrum on either end, whether it's the secular end or the Christian end, especially with the people that's up in your ear, you can miss God. Either spectrum, whether it's your secular friends, your Christian friends, they all just trying to speak in your ear, and they're not even in the industry. Or maybe it's some that are in the industry, but still just not telling you really the best thing for you to do as far as your walk goes. You know, ergo, the fine line we walk. But of course, the number one voice that we got to hear and listen for is the voice of the Lord. We got to hear his voice. We got to hear his voice. His voice. Never mind what all the other voices are saying to you. You better hear his voice, number one. Now, not that he doesn't put both secular and Christian advisors that you're close with, that you would definitely see as mentors and take their advice, because he will, on both sides of the spectrum, whether it's secular or Christian, he will have those people that you can really see as mentors. And maybe somebody you never even met before, never mind the ones you actually know, whether they're family members, friends, church members, whatever have you, or fellow co-workers. I mean, he'll put them in your path, and you'll know who those people are. But of course, there's a lot of people around you that's just bringing you noise. Like I said, either they could be in the industry or not, but you can tell whatever they're saying to you is just noise. And you know to shut them down. Because what they're saying to you, they don't have your best interests at heart. But don't get it wrong, God will put those people in your life that he means to speak into your life. Whether they're in the industry or not, God will place those people, and you will know who they are by what they're telling you. Especially if it's, number one, confirming what the Lord has said to you already. I mean, that's how you know, number one, that what they're telling you is right on, because God didn't already told you. And all they're doing is coming by and confirming what he said to you already. So you'll know who those people are. You know who they are. But you also will know a lot of somebodies that ain't his voice. They their own voice, trying to just get you to do what they want you to do. And definitely, it's just one of those things. You have really got to hear the voice of the Lord if you're going to be, I mean, really in any field, but definitely in the industry, in the entertainment field. Yeah. You definitely want to hear the voice of the Lord as you're making your travels. Because y'all done seen, we've all have seen too many cases where people have crashed and burned in this industry. Crashed and burned. And that's why hearing God's voice is key and important. Really, no matter what field you're in, but definitely if you're in the industry. Even more key, more important that you hear the voice of the Lord. Because I know me, myself, I'm like, I don't run out and do everything. I mean, it's really one of those things, the Lord, different opportunities constant opportunities, of course, that I hear about, but whether I go do them, that's a different story altogether. I'm just learning to not really, within my walk here in this industry, I'm learning not to be everywhere. Because there's no need for me to be everywhere. I don't need to work that hard to try to make a name for myself. And you really do not. I mean, when you really tuned in, like I talked about on my show last week, Thoughts for Vision, talking about having that, tuning your spiritual ear. That's what I was talking about on the show last week, Thoughts for Vision, tuning your spiritual ear. where it has to be cranked up to as high as it go if you're going to be in this industry. Because there is a lot of voices that is speaking in your ear that don't mean you no good. And you need to be able to have that tuned ear to hear who's really got your best interests at heart. And like I said, how you know? Because they're only confirming what God then already told you. That's how you know. Or something they're telling you, it's in the Word. It's in line with the Word of God. I mean, it's either something that God has directly told you, or you saw it in God's Word. Because as we know, God is not going to contradict His Word. You know, if whatever you're doing is contradicting with God's Word, then that ain't the right thing for you to be doing. I mean, that's how you know. If it's in contradiction, if it's going up against God's Word, whatever you're talking about doing, if it's going against the Word of God, then that's not the thing for you to be doing. And that's about it. So it's just one of those things, but I just definitely wanted to come to you and address you. But that is the concept of why I titled this group, The Fine Line We Walk. Christians in the entertainment field. Now, it can feel like sometimes that tightrope, but like I said in the description, you know, it doesn't have to constantly feel torn, especially with God on your side. Like the Bible verse I use coming from Isaiah 45:2 that says, I will go, at least the first part of that verse that says, I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. And you know that applies to any area of your life. He will go before you and make the crooked places straight. Once again, that is Isaiah 45:2. That's that first part of Isaiah 45:2. He will go before you and make the crooked places straight. Because, as we know, Hollywood can be pretty crooked. You don't get no more crooked than Hollywood, right? Because Hollywood has some traps for you. And if you're not careful, you're going to go right into them. Hook, line, and sinker. But the Lord, if you really tune your ear and hear the voice of the Lord, He will make those crooked, He will make what's crooked, those crooked places, He will make them straight. He will make them straight. Not that you're not going to go through your trials and your tribulations. I mean, not saying that you're not going to have no problems. I mean, y'all should know already that that's not the case. God doesn't promise you a trouble-free life. That's not the promise. But He will, as you listen to His voice and really go on the leading and the guiding of God, He promises, because His word does not lie, He will make the crooked places straight. Doesn't promise a trouble-free life, but trust and believe what He says. He will make the crooked places straight. And you got to believe that. You got to trust and believe that He's really going to do that. You got to trust and believe He's going to do that. And if you don't trust and believe He's going to do that, then guess what? It won't happen. Because it's according, the Bible says it's according to your faith. Because see, he did all that he was going to do. I mean, we just celebrated Resurrection Sunday. When Jesus was on that cross and said, "It is finished," that's what he meant. It is finished. All that his work was finished. Everything, not only with his work, but everything with our work was finished as he laid up on that cross. See, not just his work, our work, all of that was finished. Our past, our present, and our future was finished as he laid and died upon that cross. And most importantly, rose again on the third day. It was finished. So it ain't him, it's you that needs to get in line. See, Jesus got in line when he got up on that cross and died and then rose again. So see, he did his lining up already. So now it's time for us to line up with the Word of God and what it says about us. We got to line up with God's Word and what it says about us. No matter what really field that you're in, but definitely if you are in the industry, we got to line up with what God says about us. He will lead and guide you and make the crooked places straight. With that, that is all I got to say about the changes and the vision for this group. Welcome y'all to keep checking out the group. Once again, name of the group, The Fine Line We Walk, Christians in the Entertainment Field. Like I said, it may feel like that at times in your life, but just know, in the end, God will make the crooked places straight. So continue to follow. Welcome you all to join the group. If you are not already in the group, please feel free to join the group because it's welcome to everybody. Everybody is welcome here. Okay, everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody who wants to join, just hit a request to join the group, and please feel free to do so. Feel free to join the group. I will continue to, like I said, also things that I want to do through this group. Definitely, as you can see already, I promise you this won't be the last broadcast. I want to constantly do more broadcasts as I keep you kind of posted and up to date with stuff that's going on, as well as maybe once in a while have a guest come on and speak with you as well as like I said, definitely on my end, I'm going to do this. I'm going to post stuff about stuff that's going on with me, as well as anything that I see like in my home feed that's going on with y'all out there. I'll share that, as well as just continue to share of any resources that I know of that will be of assistance to you in your journey through this this walk that you are taking. And definitely I welcome y'all to do the same. I welcome y'all to post whatever is going on with you, share whatever resources, definitely those of you who are in other areas. As you know, I'm here in Los Angeles, but if you're from somewhere else, please, whether that's another state, maybe even another country, share your resources about what's going on in where your city, your state, your country even. Share what's going on there, and definitely list any resources there in your area that you think will be helpful to those of us who can use it. Okay? But definitely I'm going to make the effort to just post anything that I'm seeing, whether I'm going to do it personally or if I see someone else doing it or some other things. So that's pretty much going to be the road as far as this group goes. And I just wanted to properly come before you today and address it. Address the changes, address the vision for this group. And of course the vision is that you all just prosper. And I'm so proud of you, a lot of you, especially those of you who, was involved in the drama ministry, definitely seeing where the Lord is taking y'all. I mean, I think about the time when we were in drama ministry together, and then just seeing where some of you are at now. And that's because you did what I'm telling and sharing with everyone here to do, and that's to hear the voice of God and to follow your road on where God is taking you and leading you. And I'm just so elated and proud of all of you that I'm seeing y'all doing your thing. And I'm not about to get in trouble and start calling names. just all of you. I mean, you're doing your thing. I'm loving it. Just keep doing what you're doing, okay? And like I said, I'm going to go back to just keeping an eye out in my home feed. If I see something that you're doing, I'll share it. But please feel free to share it yourself. Like I said, what I shared, what Amy Jo, and she's like a acting coach, casting director, Amy Jo Berman, the post that I shared of her photo, and I want to read it. Here it says, authenticity is your greatest quality. What I shared that, what was that, Saturday? Yeah, I shared that Saturday morning. Like I said, that was from Amy Jo Berman. She's a casting director, acting coach. But that's something that she posted on her page. And once again, I want to repeat that. Authenticity is your greatest quality. See, I can look through the home feed and post your stuff, but, only you can tell your story. Only you can share your story. Because why? It's happening to you. So I welcome you, like I said, to share what is going on with you, and what you're doing, any upcoming projects, upcoming gigs that you're involved with, so we can just be in support with you in any way, shape, or form that we can be. If nothing more than for prayer, or if we can maybe physically support you by attending the events, stuff like that. Feel free to do that. And as well as, like I said, share any resources definitely that's within your area that would be helpful. And like I said, I'm going to do my best to keep my eye out, because I don't want to focus on just California. I want to, or Los Angeles. I'm going to try to just scope and just see different stuff, and I'll post it, because I know some of you that are in a group, you live in different areas. You're no longer in Los Angeles, some of you. So just feel free to be my eyes and ears on that and share some great resources. So that is pretty much it with what I need to share. So hopefully those of you who are in the group, you will continue to hang with the group. Welcome you to continue. And definitely share out this broadcast. Share this broadcast out with someone who you think would be interested in, and encourage them to come and join the group as well. So I know after this is over with, I'll of course share this. I'll share this broadcast, of course, to my personal page, but definitely anything that I want to share specifically now, as far as the entertainment industry goes, I'll share it from here. I will broadcast like what I'm doing today, live from this page, and share it. And then I'll just share it to my personal page eventually. Like when I'm done here with this broadcast today, I'm going to share it to my personal page. Okay, so you can see it there. It'll be both here on this page and there on my personal page as well. So check it out. Feel free to share out the broadcast to whoever you'd like. And encourage your friends to join the group, now titled The Fine Line We Walk, Christians in the Entertainment Field. I welcome you to observe any of the posts that have been posted so far. Let's see, I'm going to scroll back to where I started this past Friday night. Let's see, of course, the 168. 168 is getting into gear and starting to film. In fact, let me pull that up. I'm just going to go over for a little bit, all of the posts that I've discussed, that I posted in the group so far. But yeah, the 168. The 168 Film Festival is, well, who am I kidding? Is here. It's here. And if you want to be a producer, in fact, I'm gonna share this link. If you want to be a producer now, if you just want to be on someone's team, you can try to contact 168 about just being on the team. Because I don't know if they, because I don't think they started the mixers yet. Far as I know, Lord knows I will keep you posted. But I don't believe they started any of the mixers yet. I'm gonna go to the calendar page. I don't believe they started any of the mixers yet, because they usually have mixers to find out, okay, whether you're yeah, see, it just says mixers and classes to be announced. It could take anywhere from, of course, what was the start of the year up until May. So they haven't set a date for any mixers or classes yet. So you can be on the lookout for that. But right now, you can sign up if you know you want to do your own team and be a producer. You can do that right now. Let's see. The price right now, let's see. The price right now that they got going for the producer entry is $348. And that's as a producer, if you know you want to come in and form your own team. Now, of course, if you want to just get on somebody else's team, you can just go to the mixers and hook up with someone and be on their team. But if you know you want to be a producer and form your own team, that's the price is right now is $348. So I'm going to post this link. I'm going to post both links to the production entry page, the producer entry page. I'm going to post it on this comment. Oops. Hold on. So I'm going to post that. If you're interested in being a producer, or if you just want to check the calendar for all of the dates for the 168, I'm going to post the calendar as well. I'm going to post that so you can keep up, because from what I see, they haven't started any of the mixers yet. Because, see, that's where you can come to, like, if you just want to, well, both, of course, if you're a producer or you just want to get on the team, or if you just want to find out more about it, bottom line. You can keep up with the 168 calendar. And, of course, for more info, just as a whole, the website is www.168film.com. Once again, that's www.168film.com. And, of course, for those of you who don't, of course, know about 168, the concept is a theme, a verse a week. It's a Christian film festival where the producers pick a verse that's centered around the theme. And let me, they have a specific theme each year. And then the producers, they have what's called a verse night, in which they pick verses that's centered around their theme. Okay? And the theme for this year is power. That's the theme for this year, for 2018, is power. So of course all of the verses are going to be centered around talking about power. So that's how it goes. Like they have their mixers, and then the verse night comes up, where all the producers are there, and they pick their verse centered around the theme. And then the competition starts, where they do their short film that's centered around the verses. And then you have a choice, okay, to whether be in the speed category, and they got a non-speed category. I mean, they have different sections, film types, like I'll read them off. They have signature speed film, like if you're a producer, if you're coming in as a producer and you're picking the film type for your team, I'm just going to read them off. They have signature speed film, student speed film, alumni invitational, that's non-speed. They have rite of passage spotlight, which is non-speed, documentary, which is non-speed, kid vid, which is non-speed, pure animation, which is non-speed, and virtual reality, which is non-speed. So they have a speed section and a non-speed section for those of you who wants to be a producer. And you could choose the film type as you're signing up. Okay? And let me see. Let's see. And you got until you have until May the 11th to sign up as a producer. You have until May the 11th. They say entries, the last price, see, like they got the price right now that I stated, $348. That's the price up until May the 1st. It's at that price right now, $348 if you're coming on as a producer. $348 up until May the 1st. And then after that, it'll be $398 until the close of entries at noon Pacific time, May the 11th. So those are the prices, okay? $348 right now up until May the 1st. And then after that, $398 until the close of entries at noon Pacific time on May the 11th. That's if you're coming on as a producer, okay? But of course, if you don't want to be a producer, you just want to join a team, then you can just keep up with the calendar for the mixers and stuff. So, and Lord knows that should be coming up pretty soon, because we're in mid-April already. So the mixers should be coming up fairly soon. And you can stay tuned for that. Like I said, just go to, I posted both of those links, the links for the producer entry and then the link to the calendar, where you can go and just keep up with what's going on with the 168 Film Festival, okay? Once again, for more info, www.168film.com. I mean, it's a great experience. I've been a part of the 168 this year. This year makes 11 years for me. Whether it was just being on a team, like I've been on a few teams now, or just volunteering. If I wasn't able to get on a team, I just volunteered for the festival. So whatever role you want to play in it, whether you want to be a producer, start your own team, or get on a team, or if you want to volunteer for the festival, because they have opportunities all throughout the time from before the festival to, of course, the weekend of the festival. So so I welcome you to participate, because that time is moving. That time is, well, pretty much here. So for more info about the 168 Film Festival, and shout out to the founder of the 168 Film Festival, John David Ware. And he is a part of this group. I know I added him to this group a few years ago, so he just may peek and see this, okay? So shout out to John David Ware, the founder of the 168 Film Project. So just go and check out that website. Once again, www.168film.com. Once again, www.168film.com if you are interested in being a part, okay? What else? So, and that's just one of them to start. You can definitely check out the other posters that I've put in over the weekend. I shared a course about, because they did the play for West Angeles, the Resurrection play. They did a behind the scenes about that. I shared about that. Check that out. I shared about an event that Taja Simpson, shout out to Taja V. Simpson. Let me put that V in it. Taja V. Simpson event that she's going to be speaking at. Check out that flyer. If you are in Lake Charles, Louisiana, because that's where she is from. She hails from Lake Charles, Louisiana. So I know that's an awesome thing for her to go back to her hometown and be doing that event. So check out that flyer about that. And then let's see, I also posted about some Bible studies that are, of course, out here in Los Angeles. Like I said, the Send Bible Movement meets every Tuesday, okay? Every fourth, let me correct myself, every fourth Tuesday. Unless it's like coming near the holidays, typically the November and December is usually on the third Tuesday because of the holidays coming. But otherwise, it's every fourth Tuesday. The Send Bible Study meets, and then the Tinseltown Bible Studies, they meet every week in 2 locations. They have a location at CBS Radford Studios, and they have a location at 20th Century Fox Studios. So I posted the Facebook links to both of those Bible studies. I welcome you to check it out if you're here in Los Angeles. But if there's a Bible study near your way that's geared to the people in the entertainment field, post yours, and so those in your area can check it out. Or if I see something that I can peek with my little eyes out, post it myself. But like I said, those of you who are in other cities or states or whatever, be my eyes and ears for that, okay? And then, of course, what I posted about the SAG-AFTRA Foundation, and that's definitely applies to whatever SAG-AFTRA branch that you're nearby. Definitely, the SAG-AFTRA Foundation out here in Los Angeles, they constantly offering workshops to help you hone in on your craft. And I went to one this past Thursday. It's part of what they got now, small group sessions. And it was called Actor Career Focus, which that was a really great session. Really helping you to tailor down the jobs that are available in the industry, and really helping you, I really recommend that one. It's under the small group sessions, and it's called Actor Career Focus. Because like the instructor said, you can't do everything. So you really got to tailor down. Because, and I'm guilty of it. I had those thoughts like, oh, well, I think I can do that. Or I think I can do this. Or if the opportunity comes up, well, maybe I'll do that. But nah, you really got to tailor what you're talking about doing. Because you can't do everything. Because everything is not a right fit for you to do. For various reasons. So you really got to tailor the jobs, the type of jobs that you want to seek in the field. And he really it's a way he really just broke it down, which was cool. So I recommend that session. Like I said, go to the SAG Foundation website. I'm going to post it. Let me post it in this. Oh gosh, God, I'm losing it. Hold on. Here we go. Let me post this link to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. Okay. All right. Let me do that. Okay. So there's a link to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. I welcome you to check that out and check out their sessions and workshops that they have. But I recommend that one, that Actor Career Focus. That was Actor Career. That's what it was called, what I went to this past Thursday. Actor Career Focus. You really do need to focus because you can't do everything. You can't be like, well, if the opportunity comes, I think I can do that. But where you could be really going that route, you're going to be wasting your time. You got to really tailor the jobs that are right for you. So I recommend that one. And check out some of the other ones that they have. Okay, as well. And then, of course, the next couple of posts detailed, of course, our favorite subject in the world, and that's money, right? I mean, those two posts that I shared, one of them being from Stacy Woods, and she's like a prophetess and a singer. I don't know her personally. I just have been, in fact, just for the last few weeks, I just been following her on Facebook. She's like a prophetess and a singer. And of course, I shared a post from my good friend Cassie Gainey. And she is like I said with her, she's an actress, she is a segment producer, she is a broadcaster, she's a model, she's an MC, she's a host. She is heavily rooted and grounded in the industry. But I just couldn't help but share both of those posts from them about our favorite subject, and that's money, right? Stacy Woods' post really tailored around, who gets paid, especially within the body of Christ. Who gets paid when we go to these churches and conventions and conferences and seminars. That was her focus in her video. Who gets paid? Who gets paid? She talked about in the video how there's a particular focus of paying the musicians for what they do. But she was like, well, the choir and the singers and like if dancers come and maybe even actors that come, do they get a check? Do they get to get a piece? It was like that focus, about, who gets paid and when it's appropriate to, ask for compensation or, and it was sent around that. So I welcome you to check out that video as well as what, like I said, my friend Cassie Gainey posted about her experience with, people who said was going to, compensate her for what she does. And then You know, see, the problem is, here's my take on all of this. Because it's really interesting what Cassie, of course, said too, because, you know, especially from her vantage point, was when people promised, that out their mouth said that they were going to pay you such and such. You didn't mention it, but they said out the corner of their mouth that they were going to pay you such and such. And then when it comes time to properly give me my compensation, that's when all the hemming and hawing starts. Start. Because you don't have enough to pay, or maybe you knew from the beginning you weren't going to have money to pay, but you wanted, for the time being, act like a big baller shot caller, where you should have slowed your roll, you know. You know, but here's my take, definitely with the money issue. That's why tune ear to what God has to say about all that. He'll lead you to, you know, he will give you the wisdom and instruction as to what to do for free or what to do for pay. See, that's where the voice of the the voice of the Lord really has to be apparent. Because, see, money can make us do interesting things, especially in this industry. Because we put too much of the focus on the money. You know, it's either way. I understand you don't want to do either. You don't want to put too much focus on, you know, because, see, that's what the world says. See, that pull and tug between the Christian and, because the world tells us, oh, I gotta get paid. You know, that's the world's mantra. Oh, I got to get paid. See, that's the world's mantra about getting paid. That's the world's mantra. It can't be our mantra. Not that you don't deserve compensation. It's like that balance. To not be too focused on the money, but you don't want to have too little of a focus on the money either, because there are some situations where you deserve some compensation. And the Lord will definitely lead you and guide you and give you that wisdom and instruction about that. Because there are some situations where the Lord may say to you, you know, just be a blessing to him. Don't worry about compensation. I got you. Just be a blessing. Or there may be some situations where he's like, he'll lead you to where it's a paid gig or whatever. Especially like when someone says to you straight up that, okay, I'm going to pay you this, and that, and then they don't deliver. See, on their end, they should have thought more of that they really have in the budget to include you, you know, you know, and that was their work to do. But like I said, don't let the money discourage you, whether you get paid or not. Like I said in the post, commenting on Stacy Wood's post, I said to remind you, God is your source. God is your source. God is your source. Like what I shared in the comments about that video I shared, talking about Jesse Duplantis. You know, of course, if you don't know who he is, he's a pastor that's out of, oh gosh, I think it's Destrom. I think that's the name of the city in Louisiana. He's out of Destrom, Louisiana. I think that's the city where he pastors his church. And I put in the comments about something that I've seen a sermon of his a few times. I've seen this particular sermon where he talked about how with one of his first, if not the first speaking engagement, it was if not the first speaking engagement, it was one of his first speaking engagements where they just gave him a Dr. Pepper soda. You know, that's all they gave him. A Dr. Pepper soda. When he was done with his engagement, they just gave him a Dr. Pepper soda. You know, no food, of course, no money, you know, because he's traveling in his car, starting off to get to places, and that's all they gave him. But he just went about his business. He stopped at this gas station, was hungry, and no gas in the car, didn't know how he was getting home. And it was funny, an unlikely source, like I said, a cussing truck driver that seemed to have more sense than the people he went to pray for. And it's just so funny. You gotta watch his show sometime. It come on, I know on TBN. There's probably some other stations that come on too, but TBN, he's just so, because you know he's funny anyway when he's comical when he's doing his sermons, but it's hilarious. Because he was like, I work hard for that Dr. Pepper. And it's just so funny, his interaction with the truck driver. He was like, well, did they feed you? You know, this is the truck driver asking me. He was like, well, did they feed you? And he was like, no. It was funny. He'd be like, because, you know, he ain't going to use the curse words. He'd be like, that blanket, that blank, 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 blank. You know, the truck driver is asking him a question. Well, did he pay you? And Jess was like, no. That blanket, blank, 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 blank. You know, that's what he's saying in place of the cuss word. And, you know, and the truck driver, all people, was like, go in there, get you something to eat. Because I left out the park, backing up where he first got to the gas station, and he was begging for stuff. I think he begged for it because they sold some popcorn. He was sitting there, he was so hungry, he was begging for kernels. He's like, look, just give me something out that popcorn thing. I don't have money to pay for give me some kernels, something. And he coming back to the car eating kernels, you know, popcorn kernels, and he runs into this truck driver. And the truck driver seems to have more sense than the people he went to preach for. And he was asking him, he was like, well, did they feed you? Did they pay you? And Jesse, of course, was like, no. And, you know, it's just so funny. Y'all got to see that sermon as well as some other sermons. Y'all know if you watched him at all, he's comical with his sermons. It's just funny. He's like, that blanket, blank, blank, blank. And the truck driver's like, go in there, get you some food. I got the gas tank. I'm going to fill your car up. Go, get it. And the truck driver blessed him with food and gas for his car to get back home. An unlikely source. And to this day, he has, Jesse Duplantis, he says he has that Dr. Pepper. He didn't open it. He has it displayed in his office, he said. He still has that Dr. Pepper displayed in his office. I think this was back in, when this was, it had to been back, I would guess maybe somewhere in the 70s possibly, or the early 80s. It may have been the 70s or early 80s, you know, when he started his ministry. It could be, I would say as far back as in the 70s sometime when this happened. And he still has that Dr. Pepper in his office displayed. And you know why? Because that served as a reminder to him that God took care of him. You know, the people at the church just thought to give him a Dr. Pepper soda. But that soda was a reminder to him. Obviously, was like, no, watch me work. Let me show you what I do. And he used an unlikely source, this truck driver, to bless him with food and gas for the car. And I'm sure some money too, I think he gave him. And that's what I say to you. God is your source. God is your source. So don't get too trapped up in the money about who's paying you, who's not. You know, it's that fine line, that fine balance. We don't want to get too trapped in the money, but we don't want to get too trapped in just with this sorrowful attitude of just not being paid at all. There's a balance. Like I said, the fine line we walk. Fine line we walk. There's a balance. There's a balance. And the Lord will help you as you have that tuned spiritual ear. He'll help you with that balance as to what to do for free, what to do for pay, because He's your source, not a church, not a pastor. He's your source. And then, of course, the last thing I posted yesterday was something that Chaz Shepard, our good friend Chaz Shepard, shared. A quick just anecdote that he had before starting, because he's right now in Chicago, the musical, and he had a little quick anecdote that he shared yesterday on his page, so I shared that as well. And you can just look for more stuff that I'll be sharing about you, I'll be sharing about stuff that's within the industry. Like I said, and please, like I said, I welcome you to do the same. Share about what's going on with you, with your upcoming projects, upcoming gigs, that if we can't physically go there, we'll at least be in prayer about them. Or definitely share resources that are in your area about events and workshops and things of that nature that people can tend to go to. And we're just going to keep it pushing and keep it moving. Okay? Well, that's going to be the time for today. I just wanted to take that time to share with you, addressing the changes, addressing what's on my heart and my vision for this group. And I welcome you to continue to follow, stay in the group. Like I said, share out this broadcast, share this group with people. Invite some of your people that you know who are in the industry to come and join the page, okay? Once again, the fine line we walk. Christians in the entertainment field. And the Facebook, of course, page is facebook.com/groups/the fine line we walk. So I'm going to post that. I mean, you're on it, but if it's easy for you to just work with a link, I'm just going to post the link. Once again, www.facebook.com/groups/the fine line we walk. I mean, that's the actual group link if you want to share with your friends. If it's easy to just have the link right there where you can share with your friends. Once again, facebook.com/groups/the fine line we walk. Because it is a fine line that we walk. But please know, God will go before you and make the crooked places straight. Okay? That's my time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the broadcast. Like I said, hopefully you'll check it out in the replay. If you missed any of this, definitely share this broadcast out with those that you know who are in the industry and would be interested, okay? Share this broadcast out and share with them the link to the group, okay? With that, take care, and you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye, y'all.